Hello, everybody. This is the self-awareness exercise for the week of April 28th. Now, the card that I pulled, the first card that I pulled, was actually from the Awareness Activity Pack. And this, I don't normally do it in that section or in that sequence, but I'm going to read it to you. A new day. Today is a new day. Whenever you feel inclined to react to something or someone based on yesterday or before, by first reminding yourself of what happened before, stop. Imagine that it's all new. This is the first time you meet. This is the first time you investigate or consider any person, event, or function. Think about how you'd feel without the shading of the past. This is basically a way of saying, be in the moment. Be in the moment and let yourself stay present and respond to what's actually going on or what's being asked of you or what's being said without bringing in the past. So if you find yourself getting triggered with something because you are remembering a time when doing something this way didn't work, instead stop and just look at it. Okay, if I never experienced doing it this way before, let me imagine what it would be like for me to perform this particular task in any way. You don't have to call up the old way, but you can call up the old way, but just without attaching the outcome to it. And just question what that might be like now. Same thing with a person. You might have had a really difficult interaction with somebody in a coffee shop because somebody was maybe pushy and pushed in front of you, or maybe the server was irritable or didn't give you what you wanted. But if that's the only other interaction you have and you see them again today, what if you forget about all of that? What if you just say, I'm going to move that aside and I'm going to imagine that I'm meeting this person for the first time without any negative experience attached to them, to my memory of them. So how would I act in this moment if I'd never seen them before, if I hadn't had that action? Can you imagine what that would be like? So this is asking you to be aware of what was, but also then to let it go and say, and now how can I act in this moment without that judgment against them? The energy that I'm doing it all backwards this time, but the energy that I pulled for you directly after that was fierceness. And fierceness, in this case, there's a quality of intensity and passion. There's a sense of being powerful in our ability to do things, stand for things we believe in. There's nothing about aggression or any violence, but rather one of passionate confidence and assertiveness. Now, so you're being asked to really approach this whole way of looking at things as though they're new for the first time. And to really commit yourself to that, to be passionate about that, to really engage in that as an activity to see how it's going to go. Now, the underlying thing for you to consider as a contemplation to see how it might come up throughout this process is this. Isolation. Isolation is more than a sense of feeling alone. There's a sense of being emotionally separate and disconnected from loved ones or community in general. The root of isolation has little to do with separation from the outside world, but rather stems from not feeling truly connected to a deeper part of ourselves. When we're truly connected to the deepest part of our being, we're connected to our sacred essence, which unifies all. And I really love that because when we look at this and we say, okay, how many times have you felt isolated? Is this a theme in your life? But it's more than isolation, right? It's the idea that that sense of not being able to connect. Maybe not just not being able to connect, but that sense of walking around. Like, what does isolation feel like to you? For some people, isolation feels really good because it takes away social stress and obligation. But isolation at its deepest sense for me, has a quality of almost feeling hollow to it, which sometimes can actually drive you inward to yourself. It can be the thing that kind of triggers you to look at deeper aspects of who you are and move beyond the fear of being isolated, because the reality is we're never really alone. We're not. We have spirit with us. We have our higher conscious mind with us, which when we are in contact with, we can possibly feel isolated because that's connected to the unified field as we are. But it's that active awareness of being connected to the unified field or something higher, something sacred, something divine. So if we put these together, check out isolation in your life and how it shows up during this week, what it means to you, what does it feel like to you? The fierceness, the commitment, the dedication, and applying this idea of looking at things with fresh eyes instead of deliberately carrying the baggage with it. It's not always going to be easy to do that, but if you have the intention to at least not judge it, then it gives you the opportunity to start seeing it differently at least. Okay? You can't completely block your mind out, but you can say, I'm going to make an effort to see this differently based on now, instead of running through all that stuff in my mind and bringing up all that old chemical stuff related to the old time and that old energy related to the old time. I'm going to set that aside, so I'm going to maybe let myself see it with neutral eyes. And this is important too, and I'm just hearing this now. It's not just about negative situations or situations that upset you. If you're looking at somebody, for example, that you've had a crush on or that you had a crush on in the past, that you created this wonderful little fantasy around, what would it be like to see them now and to just go, right, that was a different time, that was a different place. How do I really feel about this person when I interact with them, when I let myself really see who they are today and who they are in relation to me today? And how do I feel about that? So it's around every situation, not just negative ones, okay? And it can be around neutral ones even, and maybe then there'll be a little bit more feeling associated with them too, okay? That's it. Isolation, fierceness, and a new day. Have fun. Oh yeah, likes, shares, subscribes, greatly appreciated. I'm really wanting to get this out to more people, and that helps the algorithm know to actually send it out to more people. So I hate to ask all the time for it, but I'm realizing there are some things that if I mention it, it might actually really help. So there you go. Take care.